Hello and Assalamualaikum. So we are going to continue chapter 2, recruitment and selection. Okay, so this is the external recruitment. So we can actually recruit external applicant from employment agencies and consultant. So this one is employment agencies is like people can actually ask the company can actually ask the employment agency to find worker for them. So they are going to pay some amount of money for that agencies to find the right person or applicant, and sometimes they are going to do the preliminary screening. Preliminary screening means that dia akan buat screen first lah, agency akan buat, and they are going to send resume of applicant yang betul-betul bagus lah untuk company pilih. Campus recruitment is like job fair. Dia akan datang dekat campus. They are going to do some recruitment on the spot. So usually kita akan ada dekat campus. Dekat campus means in university or in college. The company will come personally, and the applicant, usually student lah, they are going to put resume and they are going to interview the student yang dah nak grad ya. The student personally. Alright, employee referrals. Employee referrals means that referrals from relative, referrals from worker, existing worker, from friends. So ini employee referrals. And solicited applicants, they will be. We are going to discuss further. It's just that I'm telling you a little bit about apa benda ni. Unsolicited applicant means walk in. Or sometimes ada yang they can actually send resume without a job opening. Means you as an applicant, you just send your information, your resume to a company like Petronas and asking if there is a job position, then please let me know. Advertising in the mass media, ni orang tahu kot. This is mass media means television, radio. So the last one, I think it is internet. Let me see. Yeah, internet. So currently, it's also being advertised in internet. So you can use JobStreet, yang famous ni lah. SPA8 is all in internet right now. So most of job application right now is being done through online. Okay, the first external recruitment is from employment agencies and consultant. So we also have what we call that as executive recruiter. They are going to find what we call that as headhunters. Headhunters tu maksudnya they are going to find the most suitable candidate from dia kira macam hunting lah. That's why dipanggil headhunters. Hunting is like dia akan offer macam ni you. Say for example, this particular person is very good, but he actually currently working at company A, and this agency will actually offer that person more salary as compared to the one that he or she is working in. And then because of the salary and more benefit, the worker tadi can shift to another company. And kadang-kadang existing company tadi dia akan minta some compensation because orang tu berhenti without notice ataupun in short notice. So headhunters tadi dia akan deal dengan company yang betul-betul nak pekerja tu bayar some amount of money dekat company untuk release the worker. Itu kita panggil headhunters. Okay, campus recruitment like I say tadi, dia datang campus or college. So dia akan pergi kepada mana-mana college untuk nak interview lah. Employee referrals, contoh dekat sini, recommend their relative friends to apply the job vacancy. Unsolicited applicants. So this one, they can apply without any advertisement. Like I say, Petronas, whatnot tadi. So dekat sini dia kata lagi, you can go to URL and just upload their VC CV terbalik. And then let's say if the company actually need to hire somebody, they are going to go to this database and find you as an applicant lah. What I mean here. Okay, so internet you all know. boleh sekarang ni they can actually use WhatsApp, they can actually use Telegram, they can actually put it in Facebook, Insta for the job advertisement. It's cheaper and it is actually faster. Advertising the mass media through poster, banner at school, factory. So this is also one of mass media punya advertisement. It's not only in television because nowadays there's tak banyak yang di-advertise dekat mass media. Okay. Alright. So step 4 is selection process. So you need to select, as a human resource manager, you are going to select a worker from the candidates that applied the job. So what you need to do is you need to collect information. How you are going to collect? This is where the resume or CV. Okay, apa beza CV dengan resume? Sometimes student will ask this. CV is basically for short form for curriculum or VT. So basically, it's all about curriculum. And resume is not only consists of CVs, it also consists of other parts or other information. Take for example here, kat situ dia tulis short written description of education, qualification, previous job and whatnot. Okay, so when it is combined, it is called as resume. But if let's say you are going to send your CV, basically, supposedly, and kalau ikut true meaning dia is only your curriculum vitae. Okay, reference check. Okay, as human resource manager, what you need to do is you need to check the background of your applicant. How you are going to do that? And at the end of the applicant resume, they are going to put some reference like previous lecturer, previous majikan, employer. So human resource is not manager lah. The person who works in human resource department will call and check or email or contact this person. Okay. So it is to verify information and gain additional background information of an applicant. Alright, okay. So there also you can actually do a little bit of test. This is some of the tests that you can perform before you actually select the applicant or select them to become your worker. Usually they can choose one. Either you are going to do a performance test. So here performance test ni show how much candidate have achieved or learned. Okay, performance test ni usually for existing worker ataupun worker that actually have experience from previous company. So from there, they can actually see the performance. Akan ada because in each company they will have performance appraisal. Performance appraisal ni you imagine dia macam test and then you get some grade. You akan dapat markah. So bila dia nak apply another job, applicant tu tadi akan letak apa grade dia, apa keputusan prestasi dia. Aptitude test. Aptitude to see whether the applicant is suitable or not for the job. Suitable ni means that you might think that you are suitable, but no. Basically, with this test ni kita ada kalau kata di UiTM kita ada apa nama ni counselor, and they have some certain question that can show the personality, the real personality, the real apa panggil orang tu orang macam mana. So here dia akan tengok, dia akan buat some test untuk tengok sama ada orang ni sesuai ke tak untuk jadi contoh cikgu ke. Dia mungkin rasa dia sesuai, tapi bila dia buat test ni dia lebih cenderung untuk benda lain. Oh, dia baran. So dia tak boleh jadi cikgu. Alright? Okay. Personality test. Does candidate person suit with the job? Okay. Take for example, if you want to hire students or you want to hire promoter or operator or somebody who are at the front line, yang duduk depan, deal with the customer. Personality is very crucial. So first thing first, macam you nak hire personal assistant, PA, secretary. You tak semestinya cantik, but you need to have appearance, a very good appearance, right? And you need to do some tests like how to answer phone, macam mana nak jawab telefon dengan betul lah. Try dia memang akan test. So bunyi je telefon, dia angkat, apa yang dia cakap dulu. Kalau Hang apa? Pasal apa? Tu bahasa Kedah tu. So basically, this test will conclude whether the personality suits the job or not. Okay, next is intelligent test. Intelligent test, dia akan buat terpulang lah, dia can be a case study. They can actually give you some problem to solve. Bukan you will give the applicant some problem to solve. You give a case study whereby there's economic downturn, the sales drop, so how you are going to bounce back or you are going to solve the problem. So from here you can see different answer and you will choose the person that you think they have a high level of thinking, for example. Medical test, this one I believe you all know. Before you enroll in your ITM, you need to have a medical test, right? So usually you need to have X-ray, urine test, what else, yeah? So this indicate your health level as well as to make sure that the applicant does not involve in any drugs problem. Okay, so this is the continuity of how you are going to collect information to make sure that you select the correct applicant. Assessment center activity. So there is a center whereby this center is being developed in order to do tests, exercise and other activities, including social event both formal and informal. So dia ada satu tempat khas. Okay, if you ever heard of PTD, Pegawai Tadbir dan Diplomatik. So basically PTD, dia akan ada satu center untuk buat dia punya interview. Interview dia is not like macam interview biasa-biasa. Dia ada physical interview, you have to run. Dia ada, you kena buat pumping. And you kena buat test, you kena buat problem solving, you kena buat study group, business study group, you kena buat group. So this is, dia akan ada center. Dekat Kedah ni dia ada, apa nama dia, Intura. So untuk belah utara, Intura. So government servant, dia ada satu place yang dia buat khas untuk this kind of thing. Training as well as assessment. Untuk assess, untuk bagi all the exercises that needed before you hired the person. Activities to assess communication. Ya, tu I kata tadi, communication, language skills, social, ethic, leadership, everything. So they provide one center for that. This is determine whether they have the personality traits needed for the job being offered. So dia nak tengok boleh ke tidak. Basically, it's not easy to get a job. It's not just interview. Some job really need a proper or need to go through all the process. Banyak ya proses dia. And then after that, you are going to hire the person. And this is the last, I think is the last selection process whereby an interview will be done. It is a one-on-one interview. Ada types of interview dia. So kita akan tengoklah. Types of job interview. Alright. So type of job ada 1, 2, 3 here. Traditional one-on-one job interview. So this one is like there's interview, interviewer and there's interviewee. So ada seorang untuk orang yang interview, ada seorang yang di-interview. Okay. So panel interview, the differences between one-on-one. Panel may consist of different representatives of the company. They have from marketing department, they will have from HR department, finance department, whatnot, and the interviewee, yang di-interview tu seorang. So there will be different questions from different department. That's the one we call it as panel interview. Behavioral interview. So this one, they are going to ask questions based on common situation of the job you are applying for. You are to refers to applicant lah. So you as a human resource manager, usually you are going to be in the interview. If not the manager, for HR personnel, somebody from HR, because this is the job of human resource department. So you are going to ask question based on the common situation. Like for example, if you are hiring clerk, so you are going to ask a question about clerk. Take for example, dipandai tak type berapa dia punya kelajuan, apa yang clerk kena ada. So the question tu akan relate dengan kerja dia. Oh, ada lagi. Right, sorry. Group interview. So, group interview, the candidate will be interviewed in a group. Means that bukan seorang candidate. This is usually they are going to do this for pre-screen. Pre-screen means sebelum betul-betul interview one-on-one. So they akan screen candidate based on the group. You are going to ask question in a group, and you are going to see which one that you are going to interview further later on. Phone interview. For this current situation right now, because of COVID, basically this interview is more suitable. Phone interview, you can use face-to-face interview, but it is still on phone or Skype, or you are going to use any online interview lah. Maybe for position where the candidate is not local, not local, or for an initial pre-screening. Pre-screening juga. Basically, phone ni sekejap. Dia akan call dulu sekejap, and then you are going to ask about something that will make you want to interview further. If the person or the applicant pass the first stage, then you are going to do a one-on-one interview. Okay, so one-on-one interview, walaupun dia diadakan secara online, dia still akan jadi yang first tadi, which is one-on-one interview. Okay, step 5, select most suitable applicant. You have done your test, you have done the interview, and this is where you as human resource manager need to decide. You have already collect the information, so lastly will be you need to choose the right person for the right position. That's it. Okay, there are issues and problems relating to recruitment and selection. Ada issue when we do the recruitment selection process. Okay, nepotism apa? This is where a problem of hiring family member or close friend to fill the vacancy in organization. Yeah, it happened. In reality, this actually happened. This slide is telling you as human resource manager, don't do such thing, or please don't actually do all this that have been mentioned here. Do not hire your family member or close friend unless your qualification is high and he or she deserve it. Right. So employment of children. So this is another problem. The requirement of age working Malaysia is 18 years old 18 years old and above baru dikira sebagai bukan children lah. However, employers can only offer certain types of children and young person. So even though 18 years and above tu dia punya minimum years, tapi boleh, ada yang boleh certain types of children and young person ni dia boleh offer, and the hours of the employment are limited, right? So let's say, take for example, kalau tolong jaga kedai, umur masa tu dah jam 5, so salah ke dari segi undang-undang? That one is not, they do not have a proper employment apa panggil tu surat tawaran offer, tak ada. So we are talking about a job with a proper employment punya offer ataupun contract. So that one tak include Okay. So hiring older worker. Hiring older worker is also an issue. Older worker is basically they are very experienced and they have high knowledge. However, because of the problem, let's say if the company decide to hire older worker, then what happened to a new generation? So ini yang berlaku dekat luar negara, whereby employers may hire older worker because most developed country consists of entire population is aging. It's not in Malaysia. Basically this way, kita ramai je younger people, tapi kita ada masalah kalau tak pencen, so tempat tu tak kosong, right? So discrimination in recruitment and selection. Yeah, when you as a resource manager, you are in the process of recruitment and selection, and you have this kind of perception, or you have this discrimination. So this you are not supposed to do this. Okay. So there is no legislation outlining discrimination in the recruitment selection process in Malaysia. There's none yet lah. Discrimination ni apa you? Means you want to choose your own races, you nak choose gender, you nak, tak nak lah perempuan leceh lah, asyik salin je setiap tahun contoh. So this is, we call it as discrimination. So you as an employer, or you are human resource manager who represent the company, you should not do this. Okay. Okay, employers have freedom to choose candidate that they believe is most suited to the person available. Supposedly lah. So you are not going to, kalau dekat luar negara, they discriminate between black people and white people. Kita dekat sini, we have many races. So supposedly tak berlaku, tapi I bagi tahu in reality dia berlaku lah. Okay. Employment of foreigner. So this is also a problem whereby the increasing number of foreigner in Malaysia might jeopardize the opportunity of local worker to get hired. Okay. So Malaysian employers are permitted to hire foreigners only in specified industry only. So yeah, Malaysian employer in Malaysia, they are not allowed to hire foreigner for all industry. Usually they akan hire untuk kalau maid, yes. Kalau manufacturing, ada. See, so dia pilih what kind of industry that being approved by the authority lah to hire this kind of foreign worker. Construction, yes. Okay, evaluating the recruitment and selection process. So there will be a problem as well when you want to evaluate the recruitment and selection process. Means here, when you want to decide, so akan ada masalah untuk tentukan which one is the best, or which one that you think will actually do the good job. See? So, because of that, dia kata all human resource management practice and process need to be evaluated. Macam ni. Starting from hiring tadi, sampailah selection. Kena tengok balik. Is it actually according to SOP, standard of procedure? Is there any discrimination? Is there any bias inside the selection process? So next dia kata to hire an employee, there are many expenses considered. Betul. There are so many costs involved, like advertising expenses, payment. If you are using recruitment agency, then you need to pay them. You need to give, if let's say you agree on giving bonus, so you need to sign on bonus, and referral bonus. Referral bonus too means if you use referral, and you say that if you actually refer me to somebody who have a very good talent, and I'm going to give you some bonus for introducing him to me. Contoh, so kena bagi duit. Selection test semua, promotional material, all these include cost. Okay, and the hour that human resource and other staff take to shortlist candidate, kena bayar ya. Contact them to invite them to attend an interview. So basically this one, kalau lebih hour ataupun you need to hire some other people to do this for you, then you need to pay. Okay, for step 6, offering a contract of employment. So after you have done your recruitment process, you are going to give a contract of employment. A contract of employment ni apa? Is an agreement whereby employer agree to remunerate. Remunerate ni bagi duit lah, compensate an employee for service or work performed, and the employee agrees to work for the employer. So they agree between employer and employee, agree to work, and you agree to give some amount of money for their income. Okay, so why is it important to have a contract of employment? It is important for human resource to sign, not human resource, to the applicant to sign the contract of employment that being offered by you. Minimize dispute between the employee and his employer. Dispute ni pergaduhan. Pergaduhan ni ataupun salah faham lah. So in the contract is already stated the rules and regulation, terms and condition. So let's say one party have a problem, they are going to refer to the contract of employment. Ensure that the employee knows what is expected of him, because it's already stated in the contract employment. So employee will need to follow. If let's say employee does not like the contract, the content of contract employment, supposedly the employee should not sign from the beginning. States the minimum benefit for the employee within their scope. Inside the contract employment, there will be the minimum benefits. Benefits like nanti ada chapter we are going to talk about benefits. But take for example, panel clinic. So they stated in the contract of employment what the employee will get for the benefits. Minimize inquiries from employee to human resource department. Yeah. Okay. Let's say there are some inquiries pertanyaan lah. So what employee must do first, try to get their contract of employment and read back the terms and condition before referring to human resource department. Avoid any misunderstanding before employee reports duty. Yeah, before anybody sign anything, please make sure that if it doesn't put it in a written, you need the employee need to ask human resource department whatever information or whatever inquiries that they have before signing the contract of employment to avoid any misunderstanding. So don't just sign and report duty, and after that suddenly the employee realized that, oh, should be I want this, but it's not in the contract of employment. So tak boleh lah. Right. So contract of employment ada dua. Satu, express term of the contract. Express term ni apa? It is a term agreed to by the party whether by way of oral. Oral is percakapan. So cakap lah. Or in writing. So it can be both. Bukan sekadar writing. Cuma bila oral ni susah nak dibuktikan if let's say there's a problem and there's a case, court case. Kalau katalah masuk court kan. Okay, kalau written apa pula? Written terms are usually included in employee's letter of employment. Tadi, employment contract, letter of appointment. Letter of appointment ni macam bila you masuk UiTM, ada tulis you code apa, dekat mana, yang latest keping depan tu. So, cerita dimaklumkan anda berjaya. Alalala. Collective agreement where the workers are represented by trade union or company handbook. So, written terms ni dia ada banyak. Satu, letter of appointment. Collective agreement ni chapter 8. Collective agreement ni dia macam ada buku. Dalam tu nanti ada rules and regulation persatuan majikan dengan kesatuan pekerja. Okay. Right. Company handbook is like guideline lah. What are the do and don'ts in your company? Okay, implied. Tadi express kan? Ini implied. Implied terms in an employment contract. So, implied ni dia kata it is implied. Implied ni secara tersiratnya berada dalam you punya contract tadi. It is implied into every employment contract by common law. Common law means everybody know this. Okay. So, an employee's obligation, tanggungjawab to serve the employer with care. Nah tu, when you become an employee nanti, ini adalah implied. Kalau katalah tak ada tulis dekat mana-mana, you kata, oh, tak ada pun tulis. No, this is implied. Means everybody should know. This is common law. Faithfulness and obedience. Faithful ni kena, apa ya dalam bahasa Melayu faith? What is it ya? You tak boleh bagi confidential information to other company. Itu faithfulness. Obedience kena ikutlah kata bos. Yang ikut kerja lah you. Jangan ikut benda lain pula. Okay. An employer's obligation, another for employee, this is the obligation. But however, there's also obligation for employers, which is to provide a safe workplace. Kena provide yang selamat, to pay the agreed wages dan bayar gaji yang sepatutnya. Okay, step 7, the last step in recruitment and selection process is to hold induction. It's like when you enter UiTM, there will be Minggu Destini Siswa, something like that. You are going to be introduced to the facilitator, building, whatnot lah kan. Sama juga. So, induction is very short. Dia tak macam you seminggu, no ya. So, they are going to introduce the new worker to the supervisor. They are going to introduce, dia akan tunjuk dekat mana dia punya tempat kerja. Basically, they are going to tell the new worker a little bit about the job, what the worker should do. Okay, so ni dia kata apa? Many people assume induction program is introductory program for growth of new employees. Tak juga ya, it's not mainly for new employees. But induction is also need to be provided for individual when they first enter the organization. Okay, contoh dia bukan new, but they are being transferred from another branch. But supposedly sepatutnya kena ada jugalah pengenalan sedikit. Okay. Okay, summary. So this is the end of our chapter. Apa dekat sini dikata is very important student to understand the step recruitment and selection. Macam ni lah, because it is the gist of human resource management. It is the first step in human resource management. So kalau kita tanya, human resource buat apa ya? Terus you akan ingat, okay, recruitment and selection. Ini benda yang paling penting. But it's very important for human resource manager or personnel to know this step. And supposedly in every company, they should follow this step. Barulah dia akan hire a very good worker lah. Okay. Alright. So that's about it for chapter 2. Hopefully you are going to understand. So if let's say there's a question, as usual, you can actually put it in Telegram. Okay. Thank you very much.